Welcome back to another Tips for Mortgage video series. My name is Mike Parkinson, mortgage broker with Dominion Lending Centers out on Vancouver Island in British Columbia, joined by my cousin Jaden Bax with BRX Mortgage, just in Crossfield, just outside of Calgary. How you doing, JJ?
Loving it. The weather's a little bit cooler. We can feel that first bite of winter in the mornings and
Oh,
evenings,
oh yeah,
but the days for the most part are still pretty good. How about you? How you guys? I hear you're lake bound with plus 31 weather
yeah.
this weekend.
It's pretty warm still during the day here. It's getting up in the afternoon to like high 20s, which is great. So kind of keep it going through September and mid October. That's what I'm hoping for is a continued summer. So we'll go with it and see what happens. Maybe one more lake day.
Well, it's like so far all of our dreams are coming true. Big announcement today,
Oh,
hey?
awesome. You know what? It's a big shocker that they dropped
Yeah,
today.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, who could have predicted this?
Well, we've been talking about this for, gosh, the last 2 years. We're like, things are going to happen. Obviously, it's taken longer than we thought. So we were wrong, just like everybody else, right? With the lag effect and all the money pumped into the system by the governments. But now things are really starting to turn and look like, yeah, we're if we're not in a recession, we're heading there, pretty soon, right? So another quarter point drop today. The U.S. is in 2 weeks. There's talk about them for surely going quarter, maybe half, right? So we'll
Yeah,
see.
think they feel like a lot of people feel like, and who the heck knows what the Fed is going to do, but a lot of people feel like they missed the boat there on the last one, that was the time to get started with things and send kind of a clear signal to the economy, the direction that they were heading in, but they chose not to go that way. So they might be playing a little bit of catch up. And from a Canadian perspective, the more catch up they play, the better for us. Really, we are, our policy isn't dictated by what the United States does, in spite of the fact of us putting, 100% duties on, on importing electric vehicles from China right after they did. But our economies are so tied together that anytime we spread too far from them, if they have higher interest rates and we have lower, we really start devaluing our currency. So it's something that is obviously everybody's mindful of here. So yeah, hopefully they get going in the right direction too, start heading down. But this is, we got two more after this. I was kind of 50-50 on whether they would do a quarter point or a half point this time around. But we got two more chances in 2024. In my opinion, they're guaranteed to be at least 0.5% down for there today. So we'd be looking at 3.75% overnight rate. If you're in a variable, all of a sudden prime is down to what would that be? Not 6.2, 5.95, right?
Uh, what is it now? 6.7. Yeah, so it'd be 6.2.
Yeah, but I think we just went. It was 6.7. We went down another quarter point today, so I think we would be down if
Oh
we
yeah,
went three times.
you're right.
Yeah,
6%.
yeah, exactly. So we'd be 5.95. So we're looking. Things are really heading in the other direction. If it's down there, if you're looking at like the 3-year fixed is in the high fours right now, and we go down twice more, we're at 5.95. All of a sudden, the 5-year variable by the end of this year is also in the high fours, and I think we both expect that to continue going
Yeah,
down more
yeah.
aggressively well into 2025, right?
Well, they're predicting the prediction again by economists is by mid 2025, overnight rate at 3%. I think it could be less than that, but we'll see what happens there. And so that brings it down. So there's a lot of people that are taking like 3-year fixed right now, which is totally fine. Nothing wrong with it. But if you look at what the variable is today, and if that is true by next June, we're down to where it's going to be, then the variable's lower, right? So,
Yeah.
and the potential to go even lower. And then fixed rates have come down. Bond yields are down quite a bit, as you can see. Like the 5-year government Bank of Canada bond yields are what were they at? 2.8. What were they at?
Yeah, I didn't check today.
2.87 or something, and so down a decent amount. In the U.S. 10 years down quite a bit. So those are what fixed rates are tied to. So we'll see some more movement down. And depending on the short end of the curve, if they're going to come down as well. We've seen some movement there, so we'll see where we end up.
Yeah, and so one of the things that you need to be aware of, if you're somebody out there who's doesn't work with mortgage brokers and you're just always been comfortable with your bank, that's fine. There's two things you should be doing if you have a house that is closing. You're already firm on the house, and you're closing any time in the next, let's say, 8 weeks. First off, if you're comfortable with your bank, stay with your bank. Phone into them and see if there's a better rate before it's time to close, because there should be something going on. If they tell you no, phone a mortgage broker and see what the actual rates are. Because the broker, at least what we can do is tell you, listen, this is the market rate. This is what I can get you. And with 4 weeks left to close, I've got plenty of time to close this for you. So I can go ahead and do that. And then if anything falls between now and the end of the next 4 weeks, I always set, and I know you do the same thing, 10 days before close or 5 days before close, depending on the lender. We set a reminder and say, okay, please lock in the lowest rate as of today, or there's some banks that will just do that automatically for you. Um, and so if you're locked in today at a great 3-year fix at 4.99, closing at the end of October or beginning of November, you really ought to be on top of things, because you have there's the possibility of you losing out on fantastic rate savings just by sitting on something and thinking that it's a done deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point. And I know all good brokers do this, is that they look into what the rate is. Like I tell my clients, here's your guaranteed rate. You'll never go higher, but there's a good chance you'll go lower. So we
Yeah,
always monitor that, which is really important. Could save thousands of dollars, right?
yeah.
So yeah, like that's really important. If you're not sure, please call us or a broker in your area and get a second opinion anyway, because I know there's a lot of that going around. So banks often like to let us do the work and then swoop in and stuff like that. But they're not going to look after you like we would. So
No, but and that's the other thing. I think we work to make money and we're paid on commission, and of course we want to work for you and with you. And we think that as mortgage consultants, there's value in what we do. But if you are super comfortable with your bank, you have everything there. For whatever reason, you're loyal to an entity that really is just trying to milk you for all you're worth. But it's just your comfort zone. We're also happy to just, if you tell us that up front, we'll tell you this is the best rates of the day, and I'm willing to put that in writing for your bank so that at least you can get that matched, right?
absolutely, good point, Jay. So on that note, I think rates are coming down. They're definitely coming down. We don't know how far. We don't have a crystal ball. But we believe another half a point here with Bank of Canada by the end of the year. The U.S. will see what happens coming up in the next few weeks. And as far as fixed rate goes, I think they're going to come down more as well, obviously, as rates drop and the economy starts to slip into a recession if it's not there already. So
Yeah, and so
yeah, go
the
ahead.
really interesting thing with that fixed rate thing, Mike, and something. So these people that are going to 3-year fix, like you say, you gotta use a thing that's comfortable for you. But one of the interesting things about historically in Canada in the last 20 25 years here, that generally speaking, the variable rate is at least a half a point below the fixed, somewhere
Right.
between half a point and 1 point below the fixed.
Yeah.
And that's just generally speaking kind of where it hangs out when we're at a kind of a balanced regular market. Right now, we're looking at a variable rate that's about a full point above a 3-year, 5-year fix, maybe even a little bit more than that. And so it's really interesting to think that there is a lot of room baked in right now for not only to follow the wave down of what's happening with interest rates, but also to pass by that fixed rate, because we're going in the direction that rates would generally speaking stay in, where the variable is lower. So if you're kind of worried about the variable as a bit of a gamble, in my opinion, the gamble is sticking with a fix for too long and paying more interest than you absolutely have to.
Absolutely, unless it's absolutely necessary to qualify or something like that. It's just
Yeah.
have a conversation with your lender, your broker, just discuss all the pros and cons of everything. We have our opinions and we lean towards what we believe, but in the end, it's up to you what you're comfortable with. So, really good point, Jay. Are we pretty much done on this?
Yeah, I think we're good. That's it. That's the big news for today. We'll have a lot of stuff going on in the background in the economy that will be affecting things. But I think the big news of today is a rate drop. We'll come back with some more next week and talk to you guys soon.
Sounds good. Have a good day, Jay. You
Hey, you
guys
too,
take
buddy.
care.
Bye.
See ya.